Salute to the people. What's good with it, Black Goose TV family? We back up in this thing. Happy Thursday to everybody, man. We got the weekend almost coming up, so I don't think there's any other reason for you not to be excited. Not only about what we finna talk about tonight, but also what is going to be coming up in the upcoming days. I'm telling you, Saturday, Fluence Lounge going to be live. We got a great fight. We got Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano 2. So make sure y'all join us for that. But with that being said, man, late night edition, we up in this thing, Fluence and Zien up in this. How you feeling, Zen, man? Talk to people.
We're going to breeze right through these days, how the day was going, man, because I want to get to these topics because it's late. On my boy's side over there, but we're going to give you this good content. It's going to be very fruitful, very educational, and we're going to get to the boxing. My day was pretty good. I had to go to court. I had to set up another court date to go to court. You know what I'm saying? I went to the gym, though. Got a good workout in. I'm over here.
Real quick. Not even to interrupt you. You don't have to be too quick because there's some adjustments to tomorrow, so you don't got to really worry about the time. So you know what I'm saying. You don't have to go crazy quick through it. By the way, if y'all come up in here, man, like the video, subscribe, notification kit. Go ahead.
But anyway, I got a good workout in. I'm putting everybody on my boy Fluence's workout. This dude I'll be working. I used to go hoop at college with. I've been working out with him, and he was always doing 3 sets. I said, "How many sets you do?" He said 3. I said, "We're gonna do 5." He looked at me crazy. He said 5. I said, "Yes, sir. We're gonna do 5." He was like, "Dang!" And then he said he started doing 5 on his own after because we worked out today. So I started doing 5 on my own. He said, "It'd be killing me though." I'm telling you, man, it's gonna work. It's gonna benefit you in the long run, dog. Because I used to be the same way you was. So my homie put me on the 5 sets, and then once you get 5 sets going, the reps, it's all on you. You're gonna build your reps up as you go. You're gonna be like, okay, I'm doing 10 now. It's too easy. Now I gotta do 12. 12. You're going to do 12. Maybe that's not a little harder. And then you go to 15. You're like, well, shit, I need 15 now because 12 too easy too. And then, I don't know. I just got him on that flu workout now, baby. But anyway, yeah. And then I got some other stuff handled that I need to take care of. And then made some food for me and
Real quick, why was why was there another court date? Why they said another one?
Because once you plead, then you got to come back.
But wasn't that the second one, or was the first?
No,
that
was the first. This is the first one.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah,
okay.
And then made some food, made some good spaghetti, and then now we here, man. I watched the games, and then now we here. So my day, I'll give it a 4.2. It was a good day. It wasn't a bad day at all because I feel like I got business handled. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you get business handled, and I didn't have to spend no money today, so business handled, no money spent. It's a great day. How was your day, sir?
Sounds like an absolutely great day, man. And once again, I just want to say salute to people, man. Weekend coming up. I'm happy to motherfucker because of that, man. I love the weekend. But my day was good, man. I had a good day. Sometimes you can still have a good day. Sometimes feel away. That was my problem. I had a good day. Still felt away. It is what it is, people. But I don't got nothing to soak or complain about because, nothing bad happened. Woke up, went to work. I'm killing that work. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna be hitting. I think I'm at 7 or 8 contracts signed for the week, something like that. So I'm killing the game. Worked out today, on point. I want to say this too, because I've been doing road work lately, because I'm trying to get used to the heat because all of a sudden it got hot out of nowhere out here. And that shit's been killing me, man.
Crazy.
So oh my God, bro, that shit has been killing me, dog. So I'm working through that, but at the same time, got in a good workout today. Came back to the crib. Got my food waiting up in there. Got some good food waiting. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to debate because I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. Like, I was like, hey, am I gonna do videos and nah? But nah, I appreciate Zen, hopping up in here last minute, non-planned, us getting this out, the content out to you. So, but my day in totality, I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Should really be a 4.2 because you got your problem fixed.
Well, nigga, I forgot about that. So yeah, salute. I'll say that. Okay, I totally forgot about that, but yeah, 4.2 for sure. Xfinity, man, they finally fixed the problem, as we'll see for now. But everything is going absolutely amazing on the clear side of the game. I just want to say this really quickly. I should be mad at Xfinity, but I'm not because I had 2 prior people come out here to check the same exact problem, and they said everything was good. And the reason they said everything was good, and this is no disrespect, but the first person was mad old. The second person was mad overweight. Both of them just went over to the corner side where it's plugged in. You could just look at it. They looked at that. They tested it. Oh, everything's good. This dude, he was a younger dude. He looked at everything. He said everything looked fine. He got the ladder out and he went up the joint.
Yeah,
And
see,
then
they
he
didn't get
said,
that ladder out.
bro, that's your problem. The one of the circuits got burnt out because one of your neighbors' electrical wires, something happened where it sparked and then it blew out mine. So yeah, he was like, that's why you've been getting like weird connection. He's like, but I changed it out and you should be good. And as of now, he's right. So yeah, I gave him a 10 too. They said I gave him a 10. So salute to him. But that shows y'all, man. Like sometimes you do got to keep pressing because they'll tell your ass like everything is good, like there's nothing good. But really, the dudes they sitting over there like, man, I ain't trying to do nothing. Nigga. I'm trying to be here and then leave. So
man, that's what I had to do with Uber today, man. I'm like, why are my documents taking so long to get approved? I don't understand. I'm Googling stuff. They telling me one day, maybe less, 2 hours. I'm like, it's been 2 days. I'm like, y'all holding me up. All of a sudden, this person got on because I went on the live chat. He was like, everything will be reviewed today, bro. I'll tell you in the next hour, boy, everything was getting approved. Boom, boom, boom. I said, what? That's what's been holding me back. Oh, that's all I had to do. So that's
how it be. It's like there be like little things where they won't tell you. You just gotta figure it out. It's like a trial and error type thing. It's like this is all I was missing this entire time, and I literally could have saved hours being upset, all that type of stuff. But hey, yo, salute to Kevin. In fact, appreciate you coming up here. Appreciate that comment. Yeah, man, you already know about Boo Boo, man.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie though, man. All your videos been hitting, but you low key been on some cliffhanger shit with my man Jermell, man. You ain't gave no fight analysis about him. You ain't said what he gonna do. I'm waiting on it, man. You just keep asking people, what y'all think? What do y'all want? I'm like, man, you don't get to telling us.
You're right. I was either gonna do that tonight, but I wasn't really feeling tonight, so it's gonna be tomorrow. When I do that, I'm gonna do the mitts. He did the mitts, heavy bag. Do the analysts on that. They haven't really released no work from Castano, but the open workouts is going to be tomorrow too. So I'll have some footage on Castano. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna talk about both. This is going to be a very interesting fight. I think it's been under promoted just because of all the things that's been going on. It's very interesting too to hear, and we're not about to get into this because that's not the topic at hand. But it is very interesting to hear the two differing opinions of the Canelo loss from Jermell Charlo and Jermell Charlo, and it's very interesting to hear all the people who still want that money fight with Canelo and how they feel the Bivol fight went. But Jermell is like, he basically said that Canelo he's gonna knock him out in the rematch. In short words. And then Jermell Charlo, he was like, I respect him for moving up, taking a chance, and et cetera, et cetera. And I understand why Jermell's saying that because he basically did the same thing. But well, not moved up, but he takes some pretty big chances when it comes to opponents. Anyways, though, I know you wanted to get into something, so I'm gonna let you go first, get into your topic, and then I got a topic I want to get into.
Man, I just want you, you feel me? And I already know how you gonna come because you like you say, I'm an older nigga. Yeah, you younger nigga. But anyway, I was talking to somebody on Twitter. Because sometimes I just be in my mind, I just be like, man, like, because I was talking to this one dude that's kind of like I've been talking to and stuff, and he kind of like started talking about stuff he's trying to do or whatever. So like I kind of just been talking to him day by day, and he was like, I told him because he gave me this app. If any of y'all want some game, I'll send you the link too, bro. If you want, you can save money on gas, get cash back on gas. So when you fill up, all you gotta do is post your receipt, and they'll give you money back on your gas, no matter what cars you use. And they'll give you like different deals too. So like if it's like food spots around the area that you can get a cash back on, it say like 19% cash back. So if you have like a $40 meal, you'll get 19% money back on that meal as long as you have
a certain type of card. Because 19%, that's a lot.
It's either debit or credit, whatever one you want to use.
No, I mean like you have to be with their company to do it, or is there like a fee per month?
It's free. You just gotta find whatever restaurants is doing that promotion. Then once you claim it, you got 4 hours to upload your receipt on that.
It's just what is it? A website?
It's an app. It's called Upside. I'll send it to you, bro.
Yeah, man, I had to look into that because that shit scares me. I'm like, what? I'm like, they not asking for no money, nothing. They just giving you deals.
Yeah, but they get their money like through basically having these places put their stuff up on there because they're getting business because
paying on there.
Yeah, exactly. So they're getting business from what you're paying. So they might get a specific. Once you upload the thing where it goes, they'll take a percentage of where they got that gas from. You get what I'm saying? Because you're getting the cash back type thing.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, send that to me. I'll definitely be interested.
Okay, but what was I saying? So like he was just, he's been just putting me on little stuff like that. So like I was telling him like I appreciate that, because like a lot of people's not, just kind of giving stuff like that to kind of help you save money. He's like, nah, I appreciate you. He's like, I tell stuff to certain people and they never really, really like try to like tap back in or really, hear that type of stuff. And he was, he was talking on financial literacy, and it was crazy because I was talking to Zeno about the same thing. And he was saying like financial literacy is all about what you see and what's kind of like ever been presented to you. Like if you don't really know about it, you're never really going to kind of know about it in a sense, And so like I wanted to touch up on that because I had tweeted something. And I was saying like I hate being a preacher, but you know what I'm saying, like you got to sharpen iron with iron. Like you can't have a leash mentality forever. You're gonna have to start, trying to find something that you feel like you're good at, or figure out something you can do, or you're passionate about, and try to contribute to a pot. So if you have multiple people contribute to the pot, you know what I'm saying, y'all can make some gumbo. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree with that. The one thing too that can help that move along progress is sometimes, especially as a man, you got to do shit that you don't want to do. Actually, majority of the time is you doing shit that you want to do. If you're trying to move toward a certain, goal, in order for you to reach that goal, a lot of it is going to be pertaining to, I don't want to do this. Why am I putting so much time in this? You're looking back and saying I could have did this, I could have that, I could have, placed this into a certain time frame of my life, but then I decided not to do it. So I'm like, that's really like that's what I'm learning. That's what I'm saying is like, you always gonna have a choice. Always gonna have a choice. Some people may not, but that's that's the few in certain, they're in certain positions, they're in certain environments, but you're always gonna have a choice. Whether you're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna make myself uncomfortable, or I'm gonna stay comfortable. And that's the thing. But like on the regular, but it always changes because there's so many different aspects in that. Because I'm like, you can't use that in a broad term. Like, there's no such thing as comfortability in the entirety of the life, because there's always going to be certain areas in your life where you're trying to deal with, you're trying to manage, and one area is more frantic than the other, et cetera, et cetera. But if we're talking strictly about financial literacy, that is uncomfortability always, especially as a black man.
and I
So
was,
black man always is going to be, I got to be in an uncomfortable position in order for X, Y, and Z.
because it's crazy. When I had made the tweet, somebody had came in. I'm not trying to expose nobody, so I'm not gonna say names, but somebody had came in, they were like, "Hi, you might as well go ahead and delete this, man. Financial literacy." Like he's laughing about it because he's just, I guess he's just trying to basically he was like, focus on yourself type stuff. And I'm like, I'm not saying you're wrong.
That
You
is
do gotta
financial
focus.
literacy.
Yeah, I'm like,
Same thing.
you gotta focus on yourself. But I'm like, at the end of the day, like you still need some type of a team to kind of get you somewhere. I'm like, LeBron didn't be LeBron without the team he built around him. You know what I mean? Like Kobe had a team, Jay-Z has a team, like people that, what I'm saying, doesn't have to, when a team, people thinking like 15 people, like, no. It don't gotta be that many people, but you need somebody that you're like, look, when I can't do this, I can call this person. He can make sure this gets done. Or if I need this done, I know if I call this man, I can rely on him to get this done. It's just like basically having, what's the word I want to use? Like John Wick. Everybody was like, oh, John Wick getting out the mud. But I'm like, if you really look at all the movies, he has people, like they might not necessarily be like best friends, but he has people he's calling, or he's asking for favors, or he's asking for certain things to happen. So that's kind of like his team without it being his team. Cause I'm like, they are contributing to him
Well,
to get.
a lot of times people don't understand, as you grow older, the company you keep will represent, especially as a man, what your financial goals are. So the company you keep, if a lot of the people the company you keep, you know what I'm saying, as you get older to older age, has nothing to do with business, you're just chilling, etc., etc. But as you get older, the company you keep is, I ain't really grow up with this person, I don't really know this person, but like what, well, you just went to outing or whatever the shit, or some type of business. Why are you doing that? He's connected to something, because as you get older, it's all about connections, because that's the only way you're going to be able to maneuver in life, especially as a black male, especially as a black male who don't know nobody. You can't create connections unless you have some type of reward attached to you. or something that someone else can benefit or gain from. And if no one has stick that on you, like, oh, like, look, he's going to be in the NBA or etc. He's going to be a great boxer, whatever the case may be. He's going to be. If that's not the case, then you have to create that. You have to make some. You have to make someone look at you and say, "That's what I need." And as a black man, a lot of times, because in the market, when it comes to business, a lot of times the hierarchy, where we're talking about a Caucasian, which is nothing wrong with that. It's not me being, because y'all know me, I'm fair as always. But that's usually the case in most markets if we're talking about higher paying jobs. Even if people want to talk about being a entrepreneur, doing something for yourself, there's still someone you got to answer to, some type of sense, because there's certain people you got to please, there's certain people you got to make connections with, etc. If you choose so, there's only a certain niche, you know what I'm saying, where you can really not get away with that. So, like, in all reality, it's like, if you know that's the case, you're always going to have to be in a position where you present something that is needed. And obviously, you can counterattack that, or counter my particular statement and just basically say, "Hey, well, that's everybody. Everyone has to have something that someone needs. It's transactional. It's money. We're talking about, finance. We're talking about how can we make the most money. If I don't have a better product than that person, or if I don't convince you my product is better, even if it's not, or if I make you emotionally invest into something that maybe it's not that, it's all about making you believe in what I'm doing. Yeah, I get that, but there's also things in regards to social, construct, which is true. So I'm talking from the reference of our point of view or perspective, but I went a little too extra into that. My bad.
No, you good. Like, I want that. Because like I said, like I said before we started this, I don't want to necessarily say I'm right, or you feel me. I just want the right answer out there. Man, that's the type of time I'll be on. Like, a lot of people out here, man, you go to the gym, man, somebody tell you some wrong information and be hell bent, right? I remember the dude was telling me score is 14-13. I said, bro, the score is 13-12. He yelling at the top of his lungs, it's 14-13. Everybody else coming up to him, it's 13-12. He like, it is? Oh, okay. I'm like, bro, you sitting here being hell bent on being wrong. I mean, right so much, you sitting here wrong, yelling. You know what I mean? Instead of just being like, why is it 13-12, bro? Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't be wanting to be right. I'm just like, I want to get to the right answers. You know what I mean? So I'm like, but we're saying that. Another person came and said, that's exactly. He said, exactly. That's why I became a financial advisor, so I could try to help people in what you're saying. I was like, exactly. I'm like, because a lot of people think change. I'm like, when I mean trying to help our people with financial literacy, I'm not saying the whole race. It's impossible to save everybody. You know what I'm saying? Superman can't save everybody. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be Superman. So it's like, I'm just saying, like, man, if you could.
Can I say this too?
Oh,
keep going, but Jesus ain't gonna save everybody. He said he coming down for the only ones that believe in him. He ain't even gonna come down and try and convince the ones that don't believe in him. He ain't gonna come down and be like, hold up, I control everything. I created all this. Let me at least give everybody one more chance who don't believe in me. Hey, this is me. I'm here.
And people like, still killed him.
Oh, you believe in me now? Out of here.
Exactly.
I just want to prove that point. I'm like, oh damn, Jesus cold.
But nah, like, because I'm like, when I said this statement, I think boy thought I was like trying to say the whole race, and I'm like, no, bro. I'm just saying, like, us as people don't have financial literacy. Not everybody might not learn it. I'm just saying we as a race are at probably one of the lowest points of that financial literacy. Like, other races, even if you're not even equipped, they starting to learn it at 14 years old, 15 years old, 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember dudes telling me, oh, I got SAT prep. We in 9th grade. I'm like, damn, SAT, we ain't taking those for like another 2-3 years. But they in the class already. Weekly. Like when we was doing basketball tournaments, they was doing SAT prep.
You was in honors, right? In some classes?
Yeah.
And like, so was I. But it was like, no one taught me that. They just put me in honors. Oh, you should be in honors. Okay. Like, when it come to testing and stuff like that, like when these other motherfuckers was studying, they had all this guidance. Like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Me neither, bro. I just
left up.
Hoop. Yeah, I didn't even like school. So I'm just like, but the only reason I had to be in some of those AP classes because my mama made me.
Nigga, I tell this, I ain't never told nobody this. I used to do tutoring, I think it was in my junior, senior year, but I didn't do it because I needed it. I just did it because There's some people on my teammates that on my team that needed it, and I didn't want to look no type of way. Oh, this nigga, oh, he's scoring all the buckets, and this nigga don't need no tutoring, so I would just go, just so motherfuckers wouldn't feel away. And people still said I was a selfish ass motherfucker. Y'all don't know, man. I'm the nicest nigga in the world.
But what it is, bro, and as I get older, and that's why I was telling the dude I was talking about on the phone, I was like, bro, like I had to stop because I'm like, you know me, Flu. Like I sometimes be thinking I'm helping and I'm not helping, you know what I'm saying? Or I might be disrespecting somebody because maybe, you feel me, I didn't assess the situation, you know what I'm saying? So I would get to trying to tell people certain information. And as I got older, I started realizing, I'm like, when you coming off as something that other people don't know and you sounding smarter than them and you're younger than them, they don't like that.
But you also have to understand the case too, because this is what I realized too. Because I used to think that way too when I used to say certain things to certain people, and then when I get older, it's like sometimes someone does experience something that you ain't never experienced, and you can't speak on it until you experience it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, even though you think you know, you could read on it, and that's the shit. That's why so many people love Corey, but so many people criticize him. Because Corey, he don't read up on nothing. Everything is off of experience. And then he'll have some like younger niggas coming at him, and they'll go off of, I'm reading this and and sometimes they is right. But then there's the few times where something happens and Corey like, man, I've been told you. But it is real. It's like, it's a mission. That is how life is. Like, you can read all the shit you can be book smart. But sometimes when you just been through shit or something that you ain't been through, it's like you can't speak on that the same way I can. Even if you say I'll do it this way, I'll do it differently, you ain't gonna know till you there. So it's like it's like a double-edged sword in a sense. It's like you can feel like you speak out, you can feel like you speak outright on it, but if you ain't done it or been through it, it's really just a speculation. While someone who's speaking back to you is like, this is what I've been through. It's a lot more of a foundation behind it, because it's like, if I went through this, most likely someone else probably did, even if my shit sounds off. Because even though in your mind you're like, that's rare, he's like, it's rare to you, but it's a reality to me. So if it's a reality to me, it's a reality to somebody else. And that's where it comes like a, you know what I'm saying? It's like a sticky situation. That's I understand. I used to be, I'm telling you, I thought that way. I still do to an extent on certain things, but
because it's just like you be so like because I'm like, a lot of people didn't tell me stuff. You know what I mean? Like Darren, like I flew my bad. Like we learned a lot of stuff kind of together in a sense, like certain things. Whether it was, we kind of learned financial literacy. With Boyce Watkins in a sense. You feel me? As far as like saving, doing this, doing that, and then. When we was in Owensboro, we learned more stuff about, how stuff kind of work and, like it was all a buildup, but it's like we kind of like learned together in a sense. Like you learned stuff on your own, you feel me, different stuff, but it's like we still learn over time. But it's like a lot of people don't have that learning curve, you know what I'm saying? Like when people go on like YouTube, it's not to be learned, it's not to go watch something that you might learn. Like you can learn from Corey, regardless if people want to believe that or not, because sometimes, like, when Zoe used to be open in there, you might get an hour of Zoe talking about some real shit. You're like, damn, for real? What? Huh? Okay.
Why do you think people love to hear Zoe more on Corey's show? They be like, I want Zoe back. Come on, bring Zoe back. Go to that nigga's own YouTube page and listen to him. Why? Because at the end of the day, this is the world we live in. We live in entertainment. At the end of the day, if you're not entertained enough, like, if I came at you with a demeanor, if we were talking right now, right? I'm like, and we're not even there yet, but we're gonna be there. You feel me? So salute to people. Make sure y'all keep supporting. But if I was coming at you with a demeanor where I was just like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Corey's cool. How do you feel? Who feel like what's wrong with this nigga?
Like something wrong with him, bro.
Is he all right? So I'm like, it's like who? So I'm like, there's an entertaining fact. There's a reason why people watch stuff. There's a reason why I watch stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like even to the point, like, because I got labeled. We're talking Castano, Charlo 2, and we're talking NBA playoffs, and then I'm like also, and then obviously I added the little tidbit. Where now we're talking about financial literacy. But even with that, it's like, At the end of the day, all this shit is to pass time because life goes on. And a lot of times people have so many things going on where it's just like stress, hit these numbers, feel this, da 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 da. There needs to be a time where I can relax, have a connection, and that's why I'll be really right. But anyways, my bad, Joe.
Yeah.
Going
No,
to
you
another,
good.
but yeah.
I just was making those points because I'm like, it was interesting the conversation I had with the two different people. You know what I'm saying? Like one person, but it's crazy. As I kept saying stuff, he kept acknowledging because I was just like, bro, if you knew this information at age 18, I guarantee you probably wouldn't even wanted to hoop. You'd have went right into getting
Yeah, you
into
wouldn't
what
have
you
cared about
wanted
that
to do. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
because you
I'm
would have
like,
known the probability. You wouldn't have known the probability. You would understand. Like for me, yes, I absolutely agree. Sorry, I interrupted you.
no, you good. Cause I'm like, Flu, I love hoop. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this shit forever. But if you would have really told me, like, look, your probabilities, like really showing me on paper or just really letting me know, like, look, your probabilities of making the money and getting what you want, these are your percentages. And then if you was to go into this lane at 18 years old, you was going to this lane and da 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 da. If I really had to be able to just sit there and look at both those options, I'll be real with you. Like, I might have still won the hoop, but I for sure would have been looking at the other side way more heavily because I'd have been more acknowledged with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, like, because when I was tweeting, I was like, we're waiting on the 1% to come help us or give us game to figure out how to get money. And I'm like, that's
I'll
not
never
gonna
do that.
happen. Huh?
No, yeah, I'm sorry. I was agreeing with you. I was like, they'll never do that. I'm like,
Yeah, they're not gonna do that. Like we're like, and that's what I was saying about the homie Z. He was saying, he was like, people not gonna listen to you if you don't really got nothing kind of going for you. Like if DeMar was to come back and he's telling you something like this, that dude is gonna listen to him more so because they're like, well, that's
why
DeMar.
would he do that though?
He's not, but he's just saying like that's what that person will listen to. You say, but if I would go and tell that person the same thing, they're gonna be like, what the fuck you doing? You know, they're gonna try to come
But
at
isn't
me.
that valid though?
Yeah, it's valid for sure, but I'm
I'm
just
like, I
saying.
can't go around. I'm like, we can feel like we say all the say we at the end of the day, actions match up with words. That's why I'm always like, when I get around new people or get around certain people and I don't know and I see their status, whatever they at, I'm always like, I'm intrigued and I'm listening and I humble myself because I'm like, regardless how y'all look at it, or whoever looks at it, he's like, I ain't where they at, and this is how they moving. So why the fuck should I listen to, you know what I'm saying, X, Y, and Z, and you ain't? That's how the world works. That's what it is. Like we're in a hierarchy. We're in there's classism, there's colorism, like there's all this shit is real. So it's like you can't be upset about that because that's the life we live. Like literally, if we go into the work field or into the job field, you go in the first day and you like, oh, you on the first day. If there's a hierarchy in the job field, you got to work your way up. I got to be here this amount of time and hit these numbers, etc. If you're talking about sports, it's the same thing. Oh, you the rookie, even as good as it is. Like I'm winning time, by the way, it's fire. Same thing. You can be as good as motherfucking Magic Johnson. You still the rookie. First year here, I'm the vet. Like that's the way the world, as much as we can try and come back. That's how that shit work. Like that's what it is. It don't matter what you say. It's like they're always gonna be like, cool. But what you backing it up with? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that's why I'm listening to this dude. You know what I'm saying? That's how that's the hardest truth. That's what, you know what I'm saying? So that's why you always gotta unfortunately, that's just how it go.
Yeah, but no, and you're right. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted you to say, speak your mind on the topic because I'm like I said, I don't want to be right. I just want to get to an answer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, in my opinion, that's why I'm like, a team is very valuable, but you have to speak and try to build with people that aren't, I don't want to say threatened, but like aren't unwilling to not listen to something new. You feel me? Like how you're saying, I'm willing to listen. That's half the battle. That's communication. It's not just talking, it's listening too. So if you're saying I'm willing to listen and I say something, you can be like, you know what, he might not be 100% of what he's saying, or I might not agree with everything he's saying, but he on to something that I like what he's talking about still. You know what I'm saying? And then you can be like, well, maybe I can say something to him later on when I get some new information because he was willing to tell me some type of, you know what I'm saying? But it takes, you know what I'm saying, I feel like you got to just decipher on who you feel like you can give certain information to, if that makes sense. Sometimes it's just better not to say anything because You know, it might just not be received the way it should be, maybe.
And real quick, even just like kind of insert on what you had said. Even you listening, it's not even necessarily you don't even have to listen and be like, I'm gonna take this person's advice, right? It doesn't even have to be that. It's more so. It's like what I'm starting to realize, especially around people who's really out here, they really trying to make money. Their demeanor and when they're around people, it's really just about like, okay, can we exchange ideas and everything be afterwards, be cool and be like, okay, well, maybe I can use that. Maybe I won't. Maybe I can use that. Maybe I won't. It's like the whole idea, the whole goal is I know you're good at what you do. I know you're good at what you do. You know I'm good at what I do. We all understand our roles. There's no ego. We good. We all trying to make money and we can exchange ideas without anybody being sensitive about it. Like, that's what I'm saying now. It's like, I don't got to agree with your life. I don't got to live the lifestyle you live. We don't got to be on none of the same shit. Nigga, after we done being around each other for these 7 hours, cool. But during that time, we all got to understand this is the end goal. Whether you want to get to the end goal, you know what I'm saying, running with a hoodie on. I want to get to the end goal running with a t-shirt on. Someone else wants to go to the get to the end goal running with 2 t-shirts on, a long sleeve and a turtleneck. Cool, you do what you do. But as long as we understand what the end goal is and we all run toward that same direction, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm starting, you know what I'm saying? And let's go. You ain't got to agree with what I got to, you know what I'm saying?
And
that's also why there's a hierarchy in shit, because at the end of the day, you're always going to need someone in a position where they're like, this is the final say. And to stand by.
And then you got to be a man enough to be like, all right, well, bet. I'm gonna adapt and I'm going to get that done. But at the same time, if I'm not liking what is being done, then I got to find an exit route to make sure I can get to something that I do want to get to. Because I'm
that's
like,
why everyone else is around too, because they're gonna tell you too. Like, I don't like what, you know what I'm saying? It's still everybody included, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you gotta know when, okay, we've talked about it enough. Now we just gotta make a decision on the joint. You know what I'm saying?
But it's like, I think when our problem is and it's not necessarily our fault because of, our past and what we went through, but we're really, really sensitive. You know what I mean? Like, it's sometimes hard to speak and say something to a brother without him feeling like you coming at him or coming saying that sister. Like my like the homie said he was talking to a girl and he said, they was having a casual conversation and she asked him like, what do you think I want? He was like, a man. He said, she just started cussing me out. He said, she just started going up on me. He's like, all I said was that you wanted a man. I can get a man whenever I want. He's like, then why don't you have one? And then like she just kept cussing him out like, F you and But it's just like she was so sensitive to that statement instead of just being like, why did you say that? Try to kind of get us an understanding on maybe.
Well, that's a different topic because we're talking about women.
Yeah, women.
They're not going to be as logical in that sense.
But I'm just saying it to say this, like, just our people.
If you want me to break that down, you know what I'm saying? Fluence wise, the reason she got upset because she wanted the nigga to be like, oh, what you looking for is me, girl. Oh, this nigga want me. But he said, you looking for a man, so he played her out to be a hoe. And so she got hurt. So that's what that was. Go ahead.
But no, I'm just saying, like, our like Flu, like if you get to talking, you've had it. I know you've gone and experienced it when you got to saying something and it wasn't even nothing.
Absolutely. Always.
And they just took it
every day.
And they just took it the whole wrong way. Like, what you trying to say? I'm broke? Or what you trying to say? I'm stupid? Like, it's just always on the defense mode. And it's just like, no, bro. Like, I'm just saying that because of, whatever the situation was. Like, I'm not here to bust balls. I'm not here to raise temperatures. I'm here to, help with a solution if I can. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole goal of what I was saying. Because you know what I'm saying? Our people are so sensitive. They think that you trying to one up or you trying to overshow them. And it's just like, bro, why can't somebody just genuinely try to really help you? I get it. People do be doing slimy stuff. Go ahead.
No, I was going to agree with you. It was like, but what I'd be noticing, it kind of goes back to kind of like, I don't know if you remember we was talking about it. Is like, you see the YouTube community, right? You see social medias, Instagrams, Twitter, all this type of stuff, right? A lot of times these people build followings off of people that know them or don't know them. So I'm like, it's very interesting. The same person that will follow someone and appreciate someone and big up someone that they don't know and be like, I'm a supporter. If the person knows them, there's this like, hold up, I ain't gonna get on that train until it's, you know what I'm saying, it's too little too late type shit. And a lot of times it's fake love. So it's like, that's why I've been but it's like it's not to blame anybody in that aspect. It's just a lot of times you can't get out of the image of, okay, I grew up with you, this is who I see you as. I can't see you as who you know what I'm saying, who you really are as you know, become a, you know, grown man, grown woman, whatever the case may be. That's how it, you know, usually is. Unfortunately. But salute to the people, man.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to get into, man. I just felt like, you know, that was something that, you know, maybe could help somebody, you know. Just listen, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't always gotta agree, man. Like, me and Flu get on this joint, sometimes we don't agree, man. We get on this time sometimes, and maybe
I think it's rare we agree, low ball.
But you know what I'm saying? In a sense where it's like we not butthurt, like we not like, man, I don't fuck this motherfucker, don't fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't agree with me, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. Like, it's just like on some, all right, cool.
But how I be thinking, it's like, think about how, I don't know. I'm like, think about how either, I don't know, boring or weird. Like, we just agree on everything. You just be like, hey, yo, this is how I feel. And I just be like, you're right.
Like, we be
twins,
like,
low key, like, you right. I feel like, you right. It's just like, damn, y'all niggas got, like, look at life different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that would be, I don't know. But I guess there is, I don't know.
Like, it's healthy to agree. Like, you're not gonna, if you always disagreeing with somebody else, then y'all just got some type of unwritten beef, in my opinion, bro. There's no way. That's like me saying 2 + 2 is 4. You like, hell no, nigga, it's 5. Like,
well, no, that's different though. That's logic. If we're talking about opinion-based stuff, like sports stuff, like if you was like, hey, yo, I feel like Floyd's the best, and I'm like, no, I feel like Manny Pacquiao is the best. Like, that's different because it's like that's all opinion and perspective. But if we're talking about like facts, like something that's written down in the book, history, all that good stuff, then it's like, all right, nigga, you just trying to argue. But
yeah, something
that's opinion based, you know, this is my perspective. I'm like, that's up for debate. That's fair play. You can say your best. You feel like Denzel Washington, the best actor you ever seen. I can be like, he's the worst I've ever seen. I'm justified for that because I just may not like Denzel. But no, Denzel, I love you.
No, Denzel too great, man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I told somebody the other day that they see Training Day. The motherfucker told me no. I said, what? You ain't seen Training Day? I said, y'all motherfuckers be playing basketball at Pelican Bay. You ain't seen that? Come on now. I think
low ball. I'm gonna start, especially since my my TV shows starting. And actually, we don't agree on it. We be agreeing on the TV shows, but my TV show side of games dried up like crazy. It's terrible. I'm thinking, should I get back into, or not even back into, but should I start trying to be like a movie head type shit? Like start watching movies heavy? I don't know, because
I know I've been on low key want to be on my movie tip too, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. They ain't really been coming out with good movies this year, to be real with you, man. I want to see that Doctor Strange movie though.
I got to see Doctor Strange. I still haven't seen Morbius, and then I still have not seen the Batman at Home. And I need to see it because I want to see it fluenced. I know, and I want to see it fluenced. It's just I got to make sure it's right. Because I remember I was so excited for Justice League. This was back, not that far back, but
it's like a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I was dealing with a lot of shit, so I did not like how I watched that, and it was very upsetting. But when we watched it, I loved it.
Very upsetting.
So I want to watch the Batman. Like I want to make it perfect. So I have not watched it yet, but I'm going to. I just want everything to be together. I just want it to be beautiful. But I do want to say this before we get into the topics at hand when it comes to sports side of the game, because I know even though we're 40 minutes into it, it's late on my side of the game, and I want to explain this to the people too. I'm sorry, don't let me drag this on in my segments. It's 12:30. I'm always like, I need to go to sleep. Blah blah blah. Zen, I appreciate you. Tomorrow I'm not tripping because also I know they're not gonna watch the boss. He's going on a week vacation, so I'll probably go in whenever I feel like it, and I'll leave when I feel like it. Also, because remember I said too, remember in the beginning you asked me how my day was, how many contracts I got signed. So I feel like I'm justified for that. So hey, let's have fun. And I want to give you some content. I want to give you some content because I didn't want to do no videos. So I'm happy so I appreciate Zen for this because I'm like, Zen was like, oh hey, start the live. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, nigga, I don't want to go live by myself. If I would have been live by myself, I've been live. Nigga, I dropped videos. I ain't tried. Nigga, I ate it. So appreciate you, bro. But all right, now to my topic, and we somewhat talked about it, and that's perfect timing from Stay
I
True.
know that
Salute
is
to you.
a good trying because we was for sure about to transition.
I know that's crazy. That's perfect timing because I was about Charlo Castano 2 is coming up. Tomorrow we got the open workout, so you guys know I'm definitely gonna do reaction videos on that. But I do want to ask you this, Zid. Stay true. Now that you in here, I want to ask you this as well. How do you guys feel about the promotion of this fight? Do you think it's been underpromoted? Do you think it was affected? If you do feel it was underpromoted, do you think there was any effect by the fact that it got postponed because of the Castano injury? By the way, Jermell still feels like that particular injury was fake. But Zen, what do you think about that? Stay true. What's up?
It's crazy, bro. To be real with you, bro, I forgot they was even fighting because my boy just hit me up. He was like, "Hey, bro, I want to bet Charlo. You think he's gonna win?" I was like, "When they fighting in a couple weeks?" He's like, "This weekend, bro." I was like, "Damn." I didn't even know. Like, like not to be disrespectful. Like, I knew they was gonna fight, but I forgot where and May. Like, I low-key just been waiting on the Devin Haney in the Tank fight, to be real. I forgot Jermell fought this month.
Let me say this too, in regards to what you just said as well. Where it's like, oh, is a fight gonna happen? Like, I understand your perspective when it comes to that because Stay True says he feels like there's no effect on the promotion. Me personally, I think there was. Why? Because I think the first fight was gonna happen before. Remember, I said a lot of videos. I'd be like, thank the boxing gods. We have a crazy ass summer, and then we have a lot of big fights. I think Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano 2 being mixed in with all these big fights, it does get watered a little bit because it's not pay-per-view, it's a free fight. I think in the long run, it will end up be doing great because like it is the free fight of a lot of these pay-per-view fights. But when it was supposed to happen, it was supposed to happen before all these great fights were, you know what I'm saying? It went into this run. So we would have been really talking about Jermell, I think, if he would have beat Castano, of course, right? So that's my opinion, but Stay True doesn't agree with it. How do you feel about that, Young Zen? Stay True said, been following this fight since the first one, but that's why Stay True. That's why you feel like nothing's been affected. Go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, but I'm like, if you ain't think about it, once March hit, like people was like, I want to watch the Fury fight, I want to watch the Shakira fight, I want to watch the I want to watch the Earl Spence fight. Then I want to watch the Tank fight. I want to watch the Rolly fight. I want to watch Boo Boo before it got canceled fight. Like those are the fights that people wanted to see more so. And like Jermell low key, I feel like that fight low key was swept under the rug. If you're not a Jermell or Castano fan, it low key got swept under the rug. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, my friend really had got me to remember because he was like, bro, I was thinking about betting Charlo. Like these are such great odds. Like last fight, he was minus 700. Now he's minus 200. Like at the MGM. I'm like, hey, bro. He was like, man, I feel like if I just parlay him and Davis, like, he's like, what you think? Though he kept asking me. I'm like, look, Jermell is a good fighter, but what Jermell's problem is at times is he doesn't throw a lot because he's always looking for the right spot, right punch. So he'll sit and wait. But if you're waiting for 5 to 6 rounds, you're not winning rounds because you're not throwing enough. So the ref's going to give it to the other person. So that's what happened in the last Castano fight. He picked it up late, but then that's why it ended up becoming a draw.
Very good point. But also, too, can we talk about this, though, with that in that Castano fight, not only was Castano more active than Jermell, but he was landing more shots than Jermell, or he was landing the more significant punches. I won't say necessarily he was landing more, but when you were watching it, if you were just doing off the eye test, Castano, what he was landing and the power behind it, I know Jermell, he did hurt, Castano for a little bit, but it's not like Castano was just throwing, he was just hitting air. He was landing. So me personally, I still don't, I'm saying, I'm a Jermell fan. I'm a knockout artist, baby. I'm a Jermell fan, but I thought he lost that fight by a couple rounds. That's me personally. I thought he got gifted a draw.
Yeah, because he waited too long, bro. He waited too long to turn the juice on. So when I saw your reaction video to what Boots was saying, I was like, I was hearing what Boots was saying because I'm like, Jermell is a smart fighter because it's the same thing with Tony. The first fight, Tony worked his ass out. He couldn't believe. He like, what? I thought I won this fight. He being emotional, but it like go watch back. Like, nah, bro, you was getting pieced up by Tony, but boy, like you lost.
Tony was just Absolutely.
So the second fight, even though he still did wait later, he was hitting Tony with more significant punches throughout the rounds. He was kind of putting it together more so, you know what I mean? And then eventually wore Tony down. And then, he ended up getting the TKO win. So I feel like
even say, let me say this, even for the Tony and Jermell first fight, I'll even say this. I would understand some people arguing that Jermell won. because Tony fought off his back foot the whole time. But Tony still got it. But for that second fight, Tony, we can't say was winning that entirety of the fight. You know how emotional I got, and I felt like he slipped up. And
hey, I swear, shout out to Vito. That was one of the craziest.
Still there. Y'all want to see the reaction? It's still there.
That was one of the craziest because bro, he lost the fight, bro. He was like, hell no, it's bull.
Like, chill. I'm like, come on. So I was like, y'all want to see. So I went crazy. It hurt me. But you know, I do agree. Stay True said we watched the fight and Castano won by 8-4, 7-5. That's how I felt. I actually didn't think it was that close. I love Jermell. But his output wasn't enough. He hurt Castano, but it wasn't enough to make sure, you know, maybe give, you know, Jermell, you know, the actual round in the sense of it was like a 10-8 or a 10-9 or some sense. I had Castano winning by at least 3 to 4 rounds.
Hey, but it's the same similar with Canelo. Canelo did not lose 115 and 113. I don't care if you're the biggest Canelo fan in this world. You know I like Canelo. That man got work. I don't care. Canelo, if you get mad at me because I said that, my boy, I'm sorry. But you got work. I'm sorry. Just take.
But we're talking about two different fighters in the sense of, you know what I'm saying, money coming into the business.
Yeah, I know why they gave that decision. But
even then, I'm saying that, and maybe I need to withdraw that because I'm like, Jermell did get gifted that draw because Stay True is like Castano Clay won. I'm a Jermell fan. You know that. But I thought Castano won that fight.
But it's the same thing with Derevchenko and Triple G. I thought Triple G lost because you was like, yeah, bro, it's the end for your boy. And then when they said 115, 113, unanimous decision, I said, oh my God, Triple G got
they robbed Derevchenko. Hey, that was the end of Derevchenko's career too, because he hasn't won since.
Nope.
And he hasn't fought since that last loss. So that's
how
boxing goes. He probably got a big bag on the side, though. Come on now.
He lost to Jermell after that, right?
I don't know. Yeah. No. He fought again after that against somebody else. I can't remember who it was, right? But he lost. And then he lost to Jermell after that. Yeah. Or I might be wrong. You might be right. It might be Jermell after. I can't remember.
I just remember Jermell fought him and he gave him that work.
Let me say this. Because I don't know if you watched it. There's something I also want to talk about. This is a little bit going away from the topic, but not too much. We're still gonna, touch back on what we've been talking about because that's the main source. But I don't know if you saw it, but I did a reaction video to Tevin Farmer.
I didn't. I was gonna peep it last night, but I fell asleep. I watched the other ones though.
How much time you got right now? Because I'm like, right now, I'm very confident in the Xfinity Wi-Fi right now, and I feel like maybe I could pull up some clips and not have any problems.
You should be fine. You've been fine this whole time.
Okay, Stay True. Like, man, hey, you trying to question the loyalty? I'm not trying. My bad. Okay, all right, bet. Erzlani Lara, that's a whole different subject. Because I'm like, they act like he don't even fight at 154.
It's all, bro. What messed Lara up, bro, was him losing to Jared Hurd. That really hurt him. That hurt him bad.
Then where's it hurt?
That hurt him bad, bro, because Jared Hurd hasn't done
weird, bro.
He hasn't done anything since that fight, Jared Hurd.
And low ball, like think about this, Arizona Lara, low ball. Some could argue he didn't really lose that fight.
He did because he got knocked down. That's the only reason he lost, because that 12-round knockdown.
But he was beating, so yeah,
he was beating him the whole fight. But that knockdown gave him that extra push.
It's fucking boxing, bro.
Because Lara gave Canelo one of his hardest fights. Castano fought Lara. It was a split decision draw. Like, Lara not no punk. You gonna fight Lara, you gonna be in a war.
Look, I'm telling you right now, Lara would beat Jermell Charlo. His movement, his jab, they train together. A lot of people don't know they train together. I don't know if they still do, but Paul Williams, Canelo, Jared Hurd, he got scammed in 2 to 3 fights. Yeah, absolutely. He did. Erzlani Lara, I was like, we should just do like, I think that what would be dope, or we, should consider for maybe like the future of the channel, maybe do just certain things where we just talk about just like specific fighters. Like, man, they just been, underplayed. They just got no respect. And we could do that for basketball players too. Like, they just ain't got no respect. This is how we feel about it. We just make the whole entire focus on that. We come with our stats and our facts, whether to dispute or not. But I'm just going on top of that.
No, but yeah. But no, Lara, he's been for sure disrespected, man.
Lara has been absolutely disrespected, bro.
I said Lara, my bad.
No, it's all good. But yeah, anyways, salute to the people, salute to everybody up out there. With the Castano Jermell Charlo fight that's coming up this weekend, I want to ask you this right now, Zen. Who do you got winning?
I got Jermell. I think Jermell he gonna get it done this time around. What you think?
How do you feel it happening though?
Um, like I was telling my friend, I'm like, Castano gonna come to fight. He ain't no punk. He gonna come in there to fight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's not gonna be easy. But if Jermell can turn it on and he can actually get some type of output and he's not worried about knocking him out and he gonna let it come to him like he did with Tony Harrison, then I can see it being a unanimous decision by Charlo. Possibly knockout, possibly depending on what type of condition and Castano's in, because it's all gonna come on down what type of condition Castano's in. If Castano's in great condition, then he's not probably gonna knock him out. But if Castano's coming a little heavier, he's not as sharp, then he can get up out of there.
He looks in great condition. I will say that. Stay True said so. It's interesting. I'm like, Zen said Jermell and unanimous decision. Stay True said Castano unanimous decision. So no one's predicting necessarily a finish. I'm gonna go against the grain, and I see a stoppage happening. Yeah, I see a stoppage, and we're still, you know what I'm saying, I still drop the videos for the breakdown, so it's probably gonna sound biased, and it is what it is. You can feel however you want. I respect Brian Castano. I actually think he won the first fight. I do actually believe he won the first fight, but I think in the second fight, I see Charlo stopping Castano in 11. Excuse me, late finish, and I think actually he's going to be losing the rounds, and once he gets to that 11th round, he's going to be able to stop him. That's how I feel.
So
and Tony Harrison might come from some bias.
So Tony Harrison type-esque fight.
That's what I see. I think we underestimate Jermell. I think we respect Jermell and expect so much things from Jermell because he's tied to David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, Boo, Canelo Alvarez. But when it comes to Jermell, it's like we kind of be like, yeah. And a lot of things that come from that is the fact that he did take that L from Tony Harrison. And a lot of people don't understand how good Tony Harrison is. So I do feel Jermell's going to come and he's going to show how elite he is. I think he's going to show how good he is. I don't think it's smart for him to be taunting Terrence Crawford this way because he won't beat him.
You don't want. I was telling my homie that. I was like, he don't want Terrence Crawford because I'm like, not to disrespect Jermell, but he doesn't have enough in his tool bag, in my opinion.
No, it's not even close.
To go against a guy like Bud. Bud is gonna switch up stances. He's gonna taunt you. He's gonna do stuff that's gonna make Jermell react. Because you know, Jermell's an emotional guy out of the both of them. So it's like you can get Jermell out of his game plan.
I ain't gonna say it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying you can get Jermell out of his game plan, especially because I was telling my homie, I was like, look, there's a difference between dudes that are emotionally mad and dudes that have even kill mad. And even kill mad is a dude's mad the whole time and he's smiling, but he's pissed off.
They're channeling their emotion into a certain aggression.
Exactly. I'm like, Bud, he could be mad and he's smiling the whole time. He's like,
beautiful.
I'm about to kill this dude right now. I just want to hurt him so bad versus another dude. You can see it on his face, his demeanor. He's mad. He's walking around. He's yelling. He's letting everybody know.
And he'll see his game plan has went out the door. You'll see he's not, and it doesn't have to be the game plan that they plan for necessarily in their corner, but necessarily how that particular fighter fights. Now, rather than sticking to what he knows, he becomes into something that, why are you fighting this way? Oh, you just think you're going to get him out of there because you feel like you're stronger than him and you matter than him? Terrence Crawford never does that. It's always a very controlled aggression, a skilled aggression. And the reason why it's crazy how much disrespect Terrence Crawford gets simply because he's been with Top Rank for so long. But it's like, do you guys understand? He's been coming up in weight.
And
he's talking about 154.
He's talking about knocking out everybody he's going up in weight on. It's not like, bro, he has not had a decision since he's been at 147, and nobody talks about that. I don't give a damn who he's fought.
4-weight division champ. 4-weight. What's good with it? Lost one, man. Appreciate you, bro. Said, hey, guys, sorry just been listening along, but you're right about him not winning Bud. Look what happened with Porter. Salute to you, Lost one, man. Appreciate you hopping up in it. Late night in the gang.
Subscribe, like, man. If you in here, man, share, hit the notification, man. Do all the good things, man. Try to share it to your family, your friends, man. If they want to get some good boxing, man, my boy Flu be doing a hell of a job. Salute to him.
And we got some big fights. So what we want to do tonight, I'm going to supposedly, and I'm saying supposedly because we're 55 minutes in, and so far it's been absolutely smooth. But supposedly, Xfinity's finally have made their wrongs and the rights. So I want to pull up some clips, and hopefully that goes smoothly, and we can look over some of those clips. But before we get into those, I'm going to just salute to everybody who's in the chat right now. I want to salute to Stay True. I just want to appreciate you being here. Like Zen said, hit the like button. Quick intermission. I need to use the bathroom. You got anything to say to people, Zen? Right before I'm gonna be gone for like literally 30 seconds, but I gotta go to the bathroom.
Where's go to the bathroom? I'll say what I need to say.
All right. I'm gonna zoom out from it a little bit. Talk to people.
But yeah, man. If y'all ain't here, man, you know what I'm saying? Hope y'all had a good day, man. Good week. You know, these days, man, we're living in a topsy-turvy world, man. You know, all aside for all the entertainment, living in a topsy-turvy world right now, man. You know, the market's down. If you're into the market type stuff, the market's very down. It's very bad right now. I've lost some money. I know some people that lost way more money than me, so that's why I'm not as mad as I was at before. Because I'm like, ooh, I couldn't imagine losing that type of money right now. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know. But I say that to say this, that you know, it's just topsy-turvy, and you know, man, it's short and easier said than done, but try to cherish the people that matter in your life. You know, try to call, like, you know, I be trying to do that as well. You know, sometimes, you know, emotions get in the way, especially if particular somebody says something to you, and you know what I'm saying, you feeling a certain way about something, you know, et cetera, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know what I mean, try to make this best of the time you have left on this world, because, you know, everybody says it, you know, it might get corny, but you know, tomorrow's not promised. You know what I mean? Like, was one dude, I didn't know him personally, but I remember growing up seeing him around and seeing him and everything. He played football and basketball. I remember him. Like, I wasn't really cool with him like that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, rest in peace to him. He died the other day. I forgot exactly how he died, but he died, and he was my age. So I think, like, ooh, like, you know, you know, as much as I could complain and I could do woo, I'm like, you know, I'm still breathing. You know what I'm saying? I still have my health in a sense. Like, I got a little stuffy nose right now, but and excuse me for if y'all hear me sniffle, I'm sorry. But yeah, man, like, you know, like, things could be worse. And, you know, even if you still are in a bad position, I'm not saying don't acknowledge the position you're in, but just, you know, try to make what's best of it as best as you can. Try to find some outlets. That's what really it comes down to, you know. And it's kind of hard when you have kids and stuff. You know, some of y'all might have kids. Salute to y'all if y'all take care of y'all kids, man. But you know, trying to find an outlet, you know, whether it's video games, it's painting, it's reading, you know, if it's sex for you, sex, you know what I mean? Whatever your outlet is, try to find that, and you know, have something to look forward to, if not every day, someday. You know what I'm saying? Because that's important, man. But look like Flu back, man. So he gonna hop back up in this thing. But yeah, man, just try to, you know, day by day, man, break by break.
Man, what's good with it, y'all, man? Hey, Zen must have been saying some Buddha shit or something. I'm like, I'm looking at the comments. Last one over here, like, good message, man. Life is so short. Stay true, like, just stay positive. Do what you can one day at a time. I love it, man. I love it. I came on the other side of the screen this time, but
and he said what you were saying though to me the other day, though.
That's a fact, and that's, man.
That's why I'm about to get on my grind right now, boy. I'm about to get that bread, boy. I'm like, I gotta run it up as fast as I can. So when that comes,
man,
I'm not looking.
But even that, remember, that's not going to solve nothing. At the end of the day, true happiness does not come from money, any of that. No. You got to find and figure out what your true happiness comes from, man. For real.
Yes. Post that for the people right there, man.
Just work on being a man.
Man.
Hey, that's an everyday thing, though. That never stops, though. That's an everyday thing.
If
That's
any
one thing. If
lady,
anything, my pops taught me, he's like, that's something you working on that every day. That's the everyday job.
if we have any lady women followers, salute to y'all. We appreciate y'all because we know, sports is not particularly what women usually are interested in. But if you are, salute to you. But ladies, no matter how smart, how loving and caring you could be, you can't you can't teach a man how to be a man. And so when a man's trying to figure that out, it's best for you to try to be a better supporter than a criticizer. Was that a word, criticizer? I don't know, but I made it up right now.
Or give criticism, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? It's so easy to be like, why aren't you doing this, instead of saying like, how can I help you get to what you're trying to do? How can I help you with this, and this? You know what I'm saying? That those two things can channel that man from figuring it out, from him being more lost because of the pressure that you're trying to put on.
And I agree with you. The only thing that is unfortunate about that situation is you're asking a woman to think logically when she's going to think emotionally.
I didn't mean to laugh. That's funny though.
No, that's not me being disrespectful, but I'm like, at the end of the day, like everything, the reason she's not thinking that way because she is thinking that way because she thinks it's right in the moment. But give her time, she'll most likely change her mind. But she's thinking that way in the moment because she's thinking emotionally. So all those things make sense to her in her head. So that's the unfortunate case. And we have to, us as men, we have to be able to, analyze that and realize that and be like, of course, she's going to say what she says. But I promise you, if you test her, she won't stand on it. It's very few that's going to stand on that joint.
But we're going to do a little 5-minute segue so we can get to your clips. Your boy James Harden, 2 shots in the second half.
See, I knew he was gonna. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the disrespect. I knew he was gonna talk about it. I can't defend James Harden. I'm gonna be 100. See, it's me being real. This whole entire time, I had a lot to say, and I could say it because the regular season, this when James Harden shine. Excuse me, but in the playoffs, goddamn, I can't defend. I can't. Like
I'm like,
he did his thing in the first round, though. He played good in the first round. The second round,
he was ready for Cancun, boy.
Well, that's because he didn't try. But remember, if I'm going to have any argument, and if I want to create any argument and make this a great argument, I can literally say, I said this before. We had a podcast. I said, would you ever expect a Philadelphia 76ers with James Harden as the leader beating a Miami Heat team that we're watching?
No, because you're not a better leader than Jimmy Butler.
So if he knows, okay, that shot was necessary. But if that's what your thought process is, right? If you understand that case, James Harden knows this, right? And if James Harden knows this, I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but why extend myself? Why why I gotta be extra when I know I'm not gonna get Joel back?
The only reason I'm giving James, and this is why the other night you wasn't trying to let me give him this smoke, but I had to try to give him that smoke anyway, because I'm just like, look, we can talk about Kobe, Bron, Jordan, whatever. None of these dudes asked for a trade and then got the trade if they got it and then still didn't perform. Imagine LeBron trying to get traded from Cleveland. He had that big ass contract. He asked to get traded for Cleveland and then left and didn't do anything after that. You know how much flack that man would have got? I'm talking about, we would have talked about
two different players though.
But I'm just saying though, I'm just saying from this perspective, you had more of the push to get yourself to where you wanted to go both times. You said you wanted to go to Brooklyn Nets and you got there. And after that, you didn't specifically say I want to go to Philly, but everybody said that if you were to get traded, your ideal place would be Philly. You went to 2 different places and you did not get out the second round, both places. So it's just like, are you the problem or are you the solution? And to me, I'm just like Kobe, Bron, Jordan, AI, anybody that you think that is great on a certain type of level would have got bashed for that, and ultimately bashed. LeBron, Skip Bayless is still tweeting about LeBron. This man ain't even said nothing to nobody. I'm just thinking like, God damn, why is this man still, bro? He talking about LeBron, lay off those them ruffled potato chips, because if you eat those, it's going to be harder to get off of your body. You need to be in grind mode. I'm thinking like, how the hell you going to tell him what to put in his body, Skip? Your ass is old and frail.
No, that's crazy. I look, it's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It is I'm like, why you keep choosing Ruffles? Y'all got an advertisement deal with Ruffles or something like that? Why you think he like Ruffles? I don't know too many
Man, it's
black dudes who like
advertisement, bro.
Ruffles.
He
Like,
probably
chill.
don't like Ruffles. He probably eat rap snacks, but he's like, shit, I'm
Man,
going.
not even raps. Like, come on, how many niggas you know like Ruffles? Just plain Ruffles.
Not too many. If you gonna eat them, you gonna be dead hungry, or somebody just gave them to you.
I got some Ruffles. Got to be some cheddar on it, some barbecue, something, man. Ain't gonna be no plain Ruffles. Like, I see the joke you try to get across, Skip, but it's weak. But no, I agree with you. Trust me, I agree with you. It's part of entertainment. You got to talk about the people that people want to listen to, or people want to hear about. I should say. Excuse me.
I'm just giving him the smoke because I'm like, and he also said he was a better scorer than Kobe Bryant, and I'm just like, Kobe Bryant would have only shot 2 shots in the.
Well, he said who was a better scorer than Kobe Bryant?
James Harden said he was.
Nah, Kobe Bryant was. For me, I never watched Michael Jordan, so for me, the most clutch player in the world is Kobe to me.
Kobe, and it's crazy. Flu did not like Kobe like that. I'm gonna be real, y'all. He respected him, but he always be like, Bron this, Bron that, Bron this, Bron this. But like,
but see, that's like, but people don't be believing me, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm from Cali, etc. I'm from the desert, and they be seeing that, they be like, oh, you hype, you just jumped on the bandwagon. And people know his stance, like, you don't know how much heat I got from being from Cali, even though I'm not from LA, I'm from the desert, but even though being from Cali, it's like, you don't like Kobe, like, no, like Cleveland, LeBron, like that nigga, like, y'all, like, a low ball hurt my heart that I never had respect for him, you know what I'm saying? But like obviously when I got older, you know, and I kind of, you know, stopped watching basketball as straight consistently, then yeah, but yeah, definitely like Kobe for sure was the most clutch player ever. Like I don't like no game ever. Maybe it's just because I was younger, but never ever have I ever watched a game and it's like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds left, and a team got the ball and they got a certain player on their team, and I'm like, shit, they down by 1, they down by 2. They ain't finna win. These niggas, they got Kobe. He finna hit the 3. It don't matter what shot it is. Whatever he got to get, he gonna get it. Like I always feel like that whenever I'm like, oh damn, y'all let Kobe get it with 5 seconds left. Like I never. So like that's the truth. And it's probably maybe because I was young, but I don't know. That's that I like.
No man,
nowadays everything's up in the air.
Right, boy. You saw Kobe with Shaq, man. You saw them like even though Shaq was the backbone of the team,
and
Kobe,
you know Shaq. I had that big ass poster of Shaq. Shaq, I love Shaq. Like Shaq was, you know what I'm saying. Shaq was my favorite player before Bron even got into the league.
But see, this is why I respect Shaq, even though I know you know what Shaq be on. But even though with all that, I give Shaq his respects because he said how much he regret not being closer with Kobe than he needed to be. Because he's like, if I'd have been more of a big brother versus a big ego and a big Aristotle, we could have won 7 championships. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying he respects that because he's like, Kobe hit a lot of those shots. Kobe did a lot of things that made the game easier for me. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if people say Kobe was selfish or whatever, sometimes he probably did look Shaq off. You know, they had their little thing. But when it came to playoffs, though,
like, yeah, of course you got to look Shaq off. Who else was there to do anything on that team? You know what I'm saying? Other than we talking about early, you know, you got Eddie Jones, Nick Man. Okay. But after that, who? You going to give it to Rick Fox? Like, no. D-Fish, I love you, but you got to be in the corner 3. You got to hit that joint. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when it came to that point, like everything was predictable. What Robert Horry, like we talked about it. You put me in check. I listened back to that a little bit. I was tripping on the Robert Horry take, but even with that being the case,
I was like, this nigga crazy.
Even with that being the case, I'm like, come on, like it's like you can't get predictable. I can't throw it into you every time, Shaq. But that's that ego. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just saying. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. My bad.
No, you good. I'm just saying, like. I've never seen James do anything clutch, like a couple times, but like over, like if they were down 5 points or they were down 15 points in the 4th quarter, I would just think game over. If they won, I'm like, wow, he shocked me. But Kobe was down 15 points. I'm like, these guys got a chance.
James Harden, look, if you want to be realistic about it, James Harden is a better scorer in the regular season than Kobe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But the game is different. So it allows you to score easier. If Kobe played in this game, he would average more than you. But if you're talking about that dude, that's Kobe. You're not that dude, bro. So whatever you're trying to claim, that's cool. But to disrespect a legend like that and put your name in that atmosphere, and you never even been in the atmosphere. And I'm not saying like I ain't never been in your atmosphere, James. So salute. So I'm not trying to disrespect you, but I'm just like, come on. So I never put myself like I'd be like, oh, I'm trying to be like Jay. I wouldn't do that. I'm realistic. So I'm like, you should be the same way. But at the same time, he's probably making more money than Kobe ever made. And that's what a lot of people don't want to talk about. The Rudy Gobert, comment with Shaq, James Harden saying it with Kobe. A lot of these guys are going to compare themselves to the legends because they think money is everything. I'll make them more money than them. Look what they, Look what the franchise did for me. So they think they justify, but
because I don't care what nobody say, man. Rudy Gobert has got the finest of the cocaine in the world to think that he could stop that man, the Diesel, man.
I know I'm like, see, you from France, so I'm like, I know you didn't watch Shaq like that. I know. I'm like, you don't know what that nigga was like in his prime.
He used to really make crazy. Tim Duncan and David Robinson look like little boys, and those were 7-footers. David Robinson was 260.
Nigga, everyone, Oliver Candy, weak ass, getting dominated every night. Elton Brand,
Kimmy Mutombo, Yao Ming, Ben Wallace, like you feel me? We talking about
Ben Wallace was the only person that tried, and he would still get work. Ben Wallace would be able to lock down everybody.
Anybody. He's a better lockdown.
Y'all be like, oh, he's only 6'7". I'm telling you, Ben Wallace was crazy. Ben Wallace would lock down
any center in today's league. Like he'll lock down Gobert.
Everybody want to give Dennis Rodman credit and go crazy about Dennis Rodman because he was on the Chicago Bulls team and the Detroit Pistons, so he got a lot of rings. But Ben Wallace is literally a much better version of Dennis Rodman. Ben Wallace is better than Dennis Rodman. Tell me I'm wrong.
It's just
he went against a lot more dominant centers.
Who did?
Ben.
No, he didn't. He didn't go against Patrick Ewing in his prime. He didn't go against Hakeem Olajuwon in his prime. He didn't go against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He didn't go against Bill.
Dennis Rodman did not guard Kareem.
Yeah, he did. No. That's when they won their championship in '89, bro.
He didn't guard Kareem.
I promise you he did. Well, he didn't guard Kareem. He guarded Magic.
Didn't guard Kareem.
He guarded Magic.
That's my point.
But that's not
Ben guarded all the big men. He guarded Tim. He guarded Duncan. He guarded Alonzo. He guarded all of them. Yeah, they didn't name them.
I'm not disrespecting. I'm not
Kevin Garnett. It don't matter if it was the 5 or the 4. Ben was that dude. Jermaine O'Neal, nigga.
I'm just gonna give Dennis Rodman
here guarding guards, bruh. Cap.
But he was guarding.
Dennis Rodman is not better than Ben Wallace.
But he was guarding bigs too. He could guard 1 through 5 for sure.
But I said he could, but he did not.
If you on a nightly basis, but you can't. But just because he guarded the best bigs, you can't say that he's better than Dennis Rodman for that. Because it's not like Ben Wallace was out there guarding perimeter guys.
He didn't need to because he was making sure the paint was. He did what he was supposed to do. He
didn't need to because of why they had Tayshaun Prince.
Nah, man, that's cap because you like.
What do you mean?
That's cap. Nigga, Joe Dumars, Scottie Pippen, like what? What are we talking about?
What is that?
Tayshaun Prince, cap.
But you're trying to disrespect. But you're trying to act like. But you're trying to act like when he was on the Pistons, he wasn't guarding Jordan. Ben Wallace could never guard Jordan.
Look, I'm not disrespecting Dennis Rodman. I'm just saying we were talking about the better person at their position when it comes to overall defensive wise, what they did. Ben Wallace, I'm taking him over Dennis Rodman any day. Dennis Rodman is just a lesser version of Ben.
I'm not saying your pick is bad. He had 4 defensive players.
And people don't talk about this. I don't know nobody who's ever talked about this in my life.
But I'm just saying, I'm giving Dennis Rodman his flowers because he was still guarding Shaq when he was in Orlando on that block. It's on his footage of it. He's guarding Shaq.
But Ben was guarding him.
He was guarding Hakeem Olajuwon too.
But Ben was guarding him when Shaq was
guarding Hakeem Olajuwon. You know,
and I love Hakeem. Hakeem's a beast. But Shaq, when Shaq was Shaq, nigga, ain't nothing touch that.
But he was guarding Orlando Shaq, and that was the best in shape Shaq ever.
In shape Shaq don't match with the Lakers 2001 to 2004 Shaq. Come on.
Yeah, that nigga was 400 pounds for sure. But
he was still the same Orlando Shaq. He still had that athleticism because he was still in his prime. So he was able to, nothing was different other than the fact that nigga was older. He was able to handle it and he had the moves. He was training that way.
I'm just giving Dennis Rodman his
Shaq
flower
was
because
different, bruh.
he could guard somebody like Shaq, but he was guarding people like Jordan too. That's why I'm giving Dennis Rodman his flowers. Like you never seen somebody be able to
Not
guard a
giving him his
perimeter
flowers,
like they
bro.
can guard the bigs. If you want to say he guarded better bigs, for sure, but he only guarded bigs. Dennis Rodman didn't just only guard bigs; he guarded who he needed to guard.
But
That's
when the best big man was on the court, a lot of times Dennis Rodman did not guard him. I won't say a lot of times, excuse me, but it wasn't as consistent as Ben. That's all I'm saying.
Hey man, we agree to disagree. They both are legends, man.
Hey, salute to you, Danny Drew. Appreciate you hopping up in the chat.
And the fact that Dennis Rodman can party the way he party and still produce the way he produced,
that don't mean
really
nothing.
crazy.
That don't mean nothing.
It
you don't
do
give
though,
extra
bro.
brownie points for nothing. That don't mean extra brownie points. No, I don't care about none of that.
I'm not giving him extra brownie points. I'm just saying that's still crazy, regardless of brownie points or not.
Ain't no extra. Okay, but all right. Look, that little segue.
I know. Let's get into your clips, man. I just want to talk about James because I remember you was just talking so much cash about James.
Chill, man. Look.
I wanted to let you know that James laid an egg. 2 shots, bro. What? And it's crazy.
I don't want to talk. Hey, I really don't want to talk about that, man.
Russell Westbrook gets all this hate, but he would never only shoot 2 shots in an eliminating game. Ever.
Talk about that.
Dang, Boots look crazy right there.
Well, he's in middle weight cut.
He looked like Gandhi a little bit.
Make sure I hear so. This is random.
Respect to you,
it's not necessarily in the title. We're gonna get to a little bit of something when it comes to that title, but I saw this and I was like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Let's get a little random up in this thing. Let's get into it. Let me know if you guys can hear this. Jerron Boots Ennis. He's calling out Keith Thurman. That's crazy.
Man. You don't want that.
You let it be known you wanted to steal the show, man. Why was that important for you to say that?
I just wanted to let it be known. I know they're having a big banger between these 2 guys right here, but I gotta make my own name, my own mark. So I'm ready to steal the show.
It was interesting because
good sound check, good.
Gonna react to it, but with that being said, is that ever something you might have to do? I know your personality seems more like you just let your fist do the talking, but when you have to, talk sometimes to get the Crawford and the Spencers in the ring, because the risk you bring.
I mean, I feel like I don't gotta talk. I feel like I can continue to be how I be now, just be cool, calm, and collected. They're gonna have to fight me anyway. So whether it's at 47 or 54, they're gonna have to see me anyway. So it don't matter.
Right, you'll move.
I'm not gonna try to make this long-winded, but I don't know if y'all heard that. But he said 47 or 54. Zen, you said he's 25? 25. He's saying right now, he said, look, I ain't got no problems moving up. If you want to move up, let's move up. Let's do it. That's interesting.
Oh, my bad, bro.
I was about to say, you got your mic on mute, nigga.
I was like, but no, I was saying he's 24. But
24 years old, and he's saying right now, I'll move up to 154. We're talking about Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence. Terrence Crawford is what, 33 or 34? Earl Spence is 33. Keith Thurman is younger than Terrence Crawford and Earl, right?
I think he's 32.
No, 31, I thought.
I think he's 32 this year.
I think he's turning 32, but I think he's 31 right now. I don't know. You can fact check me. You usually always do, but Ennis is saying at a young age, hey, I don't got no problem going up.
Only thing I want to say. Oh, okay, go ahead. No,
go ahead,
play
go
video.
ahead.
I'm gonna say it after you play it. No, go ahead.
Chase if you have to. You'll move up and chase if you have to.
I mean, it's not technically chasing if I'm moving into the weight class and they already there. So I feel like I see at least one of those guys. So yeah.
And you mentioned recently that you compare yourself most to Roy Jones. Why is that as a fighter?
I mean, I don't compare myself to Roy Jones.
Well, they asked you.
They always say I fight. Like, we got similar style. They always say Roy, Floyd, and Pernell. And I don't know. I appreciate the love, but I feel like I'm a mixture of my dad and both my brothers.
That's who you feel your style is more like.
Yeah, if you ever saw my dad fight back in the day, and people know
right.
Derek Boone and Friday Fight Stormer, you see how they fight. You mix them together, they make me.
I seen the sparring.
That's dope.
He's bad. Your dad's bad.
Yeah.
Do you ever think, just speaking of the past legends and whatnot, that you'll be?
I'm gonna go crazy because it's a 5-minute video, but
yeah, they flipping. He don't fight no damn Sweet Pea nothing. He don't fight like Sweet Pea.
I was like Floyd. I was like
Floyd, Sweet Pea. I'm like, he don't even fight nothing like them. Roy Jones, I kind of can see it because how he kind of move and shit. But I'm like, he don't even fight like Roy Jones. Roy Jones was really flashy.
I know
like,
Roy is one of a kind. The only person who fights like Roy right now, you want to know who?
Devin?
Chris Eubank Jr., the motherfucker who's training him. And Chris changed his whole entire style for it. But it's a 5-minute video. I'm not going to play the whole thing because there's some other videos I wanted to play. But just off that, I kind of just wanted to see the strength of, if the Xfinity really worked. And salute to you. I'm very happy I gave you a 10, brother. Yeah, nice. So we're going to get into it. But how do you feel about that short clip I showed right there?
What's it called? I just hope he doesn't fall into what happened to AB. Now, of course, AB wanted to be was trying to be like Floyd, but I just hope he doesn't take more on than. I'm like, when you talking about fighting the guys like Keith and Terrence, like those are seasoned guys. Like Devin fighting Cambosos is in the season as those other guys, in my opinion. Because I'm like, seasoned guys.
Cambosos is only 28.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying
that was his first title fight. No, that was his second title fight. And the last big name you could say he really beat was Mickey Bay, the guy that Tevin Farmer's currently going to fight.
But I'm just saying, seasoned guys aren't going to have 3 split decisions in a row. You get what I'm saying? Like they're going to either get a knockout or at least get 2 unanimous right after that split.
Well, I got to argue. I got to push that. I don't think it's about the split decision. I think it's just about, like, if you're comparing it to some of the other guys at the division and what they've done, like Loma is a tough fight for Devin just because of what he's been through. I'm like, even though he has the losses and all that, etc., that's a tough fight.
Yeah.
Javante is a tough fight. Tevin Farmer is a tough fight. I still do think Cambosos is a tough fight, but I think Devin Haney is going to be able to beat Cambosos. I think physically, in this particular sense, that's going to be the difference. I think the reason Cambosos was able to take advantage of Teofimo is because physically, there were certain areas that Cambosos was able to utilize. But even at the same time, who knows? But I got Haney winning that fight. But I still think I stand by what I said. That's it. That's what I'm saying. I be seeing. I'm like, man, Boots, man. Boots got this fan base, man. People be supporting Boots, man. I be seeing it. I'm like, Boots. People be appreciating him. I just want to see him up in there, with the next big opponent. But we also, like you said, we don't want an AB type of situation. But I will say this: there was a particular video on the Boo Boo situation on Andrade, and someone said that same thing. I just want to see him fight an elite fighter to see if he's really as good as everybody said.
I saw that too. That comment.
He is, man. I'm telling you. Just gotta be patient.
You gotta remember though, what you want to see is what he wants as well. It's not like Boo Boo been out. He wanted to fight Billy Joe. What happened? Billy Joe get popped. Like it ain't like
that
out here ducking smoke.
Have it didn't. Great point. My bad. Great point.
You know what I'm just saying? Like it's not like he dodging smoke. Like he wants to fight these guys that people are saying are this, and that. But if Canelo is not calling them out, Triple G's not calling them out, none of the Charlo brothers is calling them out. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't have anybody to feel like, okay, I'm gonna go. You feel me? Like he only can do so much. It's like with Bud. You're making all these excuses. Oh, he would top rank. He dodged and smoke. He don't want to be with the PBC guys. PBC guys is different. He fought. He fought Porter and smoked his boots. Smoked them boots off his feet, boy.
Nah, Kevin Effect in the beginning, he said, he was like, I don't want to ever hear you say Eddie Hearn's the best promoter ever again because he couldn't make the Demetrius Andrade versus Triple G fight. And it's like, look, that was never the intention. It's gotta make money to make sense. So that's the reason why. I'm like, I've been said this. Like, I'll say this again and again. I was like, Eddie Hearn did a disservice to Tevin Farmer and Demetrius Andrade because he signed him trying to get into the U.S. market when he first got put head president over the zone. They was doing the app thing. There was like no more pay-per-views. You can see they got pay-per-views back, etc. So they fucked up. So they did that trying to break into the U.S. market by signing those two guys, and he didn't know what he was doing, and so they're the scapegoats. Now he knows what he's doing, but they had to suffer.
Yeah, it's kind of like, when I went to ELAC, like we did all that groundwork and everybody on Last Chance U. I'm like, ain't that something?
And that's just part of the game. That's why I be like, when it come to business and making money and all this other shit, I'm like, they ain't no, hey, we looking out for this person, we looking out for this person. It's like, nah, this is what it is.
I know they ain't talking about some no monster KOs, man. Please.
Why you gotta disrespect Jermell like that, man? Is that necessary?
What new combos is he adding, man? Boxing ain't, you can't add. It's like building a wheel.
I know.
Like,
This
bro,
nigga finna be start doing that. I do it.
yeah.
That's a great point. I be hating them captions, but like, Charlo just added a new combination in his game plan. Like, this nigga finna do like a 1, 18, 19, 21, 2, 3. Like, hey, whoa, where'd that come from?
Like, what is he doing, man? You can't spin. You can't. Like, I don't know.
Obviously, he's working with Derek James, same trainer as Errol Spence Jr. They both have a very similar, obviously, mid-pad, mid-session, whatever you want to call it, routine. I said mid-pad, that was wrong. Mid-session routine between the two for Charlo, in my opinion. And I don't want to do that. I hate that. I don't want to be critical. So I'd rather just kind of just let y'all know what he's doing. I remember somebody actually said something to me when I was talking about the Errol Spence, and I was breaking down the mid-session between Derek James and Errol Spence, and I was saying they were throwing certain combinations, and they were making sure everything was volume punching. And he said, hey, Derek James said he doesn't teach combination punches. And I said, well, I didn't say anything back, but in my mind, I was just like, I don't understand that comment, because okay, you don't have to teach combination punches, but at the end of the day, you're throwing combinations. If you're throwing volume punches, or you're a volume puncher and you're continuing to put the pressure on someone, those are combinations that you're throwing. So he doesn't have to necessarily teach, hey, throw 1, 2, 3, throw 2, 3, 2, throw 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. No, okay, he's not teaching that, but everything he's teaching is a volume punching, which actually is the same utilization as combination, but he's making sure that there's no stoppage in it. It's something that he's just a continue pressure, never stop, and keep coming forward. So it's just a certain type of training, or a certain type of way that he's teaching or wanting his fighters to fight or approach the certain fight coming up. Because you see the pad work that you see from Jermell right here is exactly the same as that you would see from Errol Spence, or that you see not too long ago when he was getting ready for the Ugas fight. Because we want to talk about combination. Okay, that was 2 hooks, uppercut, 1, 3, 5, 6, and a 3. 1, 1. So I'm not saying he's teaching combination 1, 2, 3. But he's teaching it in a volume where it's like nonstop. We continue to come forward, and that's very exhausting. That's very exhausting for the opponent. But you guys remember, Castano, he fights. I won't say similar, but his game plan, or what he's going to want to do, is he want to come forward, and he's going to want to put the pressure on Charlo. So it's really going to come down to who's going to be able to stand their ground.
I'm not gonna lie, dog. Like, I didn't see nothing new that he's doing with him that he ain't done before.
Yeah, there wasn't anything different.
Not to be like, disrespectful. I'm just like, I didn't see no new killer combo knockout. I didn't see none of that. I didn't even see no speed. It was just more so just getting the fundamental with the punches right, in my opinion.
But that's how Derek James teaches, or that's how he trains. That's why I remember when I was, like I was saying, I'm not gonna repeat my my bad. I don't want to be repetitive to y'all, but with the Errol Spence, and I was like, oh, they're doing combination punches, etc. Somebody was like, hey, he doesn't teach combination punches, and I'm like, I'm not saying he's teaching combination punches. He's teaching volume, right? He's teaching always come forward, always outwork the opponent, always be able to put your opponent in a situation where on the back foot, we're controlling the situation of the fight. That's what he's teaching. But within that, you have to understand that, hey, I am throwing 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? I am throwing 2, 3, 2, but it's always constant. There's no pause between it. You know what I'm saying? Combination punches is like 1, 2, 3, and then you can kind of relax. Like, if volume punching is, you know what I'm saying? You just letting the muscles relax and everything continue and flow. It's like a flow drill. You know what I'm saying? Everything is flowing, but it's concentrated on a game plan, so it can be utilized in the actual fight. So, but
you know what's crazy, bro? Why Terrence Crawford trainer don't get no love, man? I swear ain't nobody ever talk about that, man. I'm like, man, the fact that Bud can switch stances and be effective in both stances, man, that trainer got to get some type of love, man.
He does for allowing Bud to be Bud, but that was from Bud himself.
Oh, okay.
That was it wasn't from the trainer. He is naturally a southpaw, from what it sounds like, because he always used to when he was younger. You know, from his explanation, he always used to switch stances, and trainers always used to tell him not to do it. When he come across this trainer, he was like, "Okay, you can do it, but as long as you win." And he continued to win, so he allowed him to keep doing it. And so that's how I ended up going. But how you feeling, man? I didn't know it was. I know it was this late on my side. Now I told y'all I can go on the later side, but I didn't know it was this late. How you feeling?
I'm feeling solid. I did want to ask you one thing though. What was I gonna ask you?
Let's get it. One more thing before we get up out of here, y'all.
Terrence, you was talking about Jermell.
By the way, if you haven't seen The Winning Time, that's a good show.
Dang, I forgot my point I wanted to ask you. I just asked you about the Terrence and why his trainer didn't get no love. And you said it's not the trainers, but
yeah, but he's just a gifted athlete. I still say his trainer is good, but yeah, go ahead.
Do you think that Floyd and Gervonta's beef real, or you think it's all promotion for his fight?
I think there's some truth behind it, yeah. But I think a lot of it comes down to their relationship, and especially when it comes from their trainer and what the trainer said. Yeah, check that video out. It just seems like the position they're in is Floyd is more like the big uncle to Gervonta. You know what I'm saying? That's the uncle. He always been around. He made sure I was good. He put me on, made sure I was straight. But at the end of the day, the business decisions were made by Al. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? They're going to feel, Gervonta might feel a way about Floyd because even though Floyd is the big uncle and he was cool and he did all these type of things, you know what I'm saying? He's still active. He's still doing what he does. So certain things may come off the wrong way toward Gervonta and then etc. But I think at the end of the day, I think Gervonta is just really getting to the point where he's just saying like, hey, it's all about money. Like, look, if I get the right deal, if I get the money I'm asking, then everything's good. We're not even tripping.
Do you think he thinks Floyd's trying to hold him back?
Nah, he can't hold him back because this is his last fight on the deal. So everything's in his control.
So you think Gervonta is going to do what?
It's a negotiation tool. You got Oscar De La Hoya saying, "I'd love a shot at Gervonta." Eddie Hearn, "I'd love a shot at Gervonta." Bob ain't saying nothing, but he's going to offer something. So when he comes back to Floyd, he's going to be like, "Look." Because really, even though he signed with TMT, that's the look. But really, PBC is still the parent company over that. You see what I'm saying?
I think he's gonna do what Floyd did. It's gonna be Gervonta Tank Davis Promotions, but he's gonna really stay with TMT.
It's that now. People don't realize it's that now.
But I'm saying he's gonna stay with TMT though, and with the PBC without him and all.
Yeah, he's not going nowhere. He ain't gonna go nowhere. It's a
bargaining
negotiation.
He's basically saying, "Oh, y'all got risk. Well, I'm gonna offer you this." So once he gets his offer, he's like, "Look, Floyd, this is what they're gonna offer me. So if you
don't
can't
even gotta do that, he can just be like, "Hey, you see what Oscar said? Like, this is the number I want." He can come and be like, "This is the number I want. If you don't want to give it to me, bet."
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna use this. Like, look, Eddie Hearn said he gonna give me 50 million. I mean, 100 million.
Fuck what Eddie Hearn is saying, nigga. I want 500 mil, nigga. This is the number I want. Let me know if you gonna give it to me. Hit me when you ready. I'm out.
Well, he ain't no word, no 500 nothing. But I hear what you're saying.
Like he don't come with the number.
Because Canelo is I'm the worth. First one with 250 million for boxing in history or something like that for 10 years. What? I said he got Canelo had the most money, right? 250 million for like
he had the most money out of all athletes. He had 350 or 400, something like that.
I thought it was 250. No. But
I'm on some other shit. Right, hey, look, I'm not gonna stay up too late. I'm not gonna push it too much. Push a P.
Tank is
hold up. What young Danny Drew said. Tank is a beast. He can promote himself. Baltimore fans of boxing let Tank let his hands be the judges. All right, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
You think he gonna lose the road? Oh no, you already said you already got Tank.
Yeah, no. Absolutely. I'm not crazy, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not crazy.
Mello, even though I enjoy Rolly. Rolly's pretty good. Yeah. But hey, we're not gonna stay up. Well, I'm not gonna stay up too much later. But we're gonna be back. We're gonna be back. Maybe well, not tomorrow, but Saturday. Saturday we're gonna be back. And we're gonna be watching the Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano 2 card. I think there's a UFC card as well, but I don't know. I don't know who's fighting. I don't think it's gonna be that great. It might be. It might be okay. We'll see. But we for sure gonna be here for the Castano versus Jermell fight. But
I want to see
with that being said,
too.
huh?
I want to see Boots fight too.
Yeah. Boots is on the co-main event, so we'll try and make sure we get on the live to catch those two fights. So salute to the people, man. If y'all come up in here, y'all rewatch this. If you're in here now, whatever the case may be, please hit the like button below, man. Show some love. I want to appreciate everybody who came up into the chat today. We're gonna start off with Kevin Effects. Stay true. Appreciate you. Lost One. Appreciate you. And of course, Danny Drew. Appreciate you. Really, really do. Really respect the fact y'all came up here, kept the chat jumping, and as always, keep showing love. Salute to the people, and we're gonna keep pushing forward. We out of here for now. Positivity. It's almost the weekend, and as always, stay up. We out of here.